New characters, new format, and even a new location? Today we're gonna find out everything we know about Disventure Camp Carnival of Chaos. We first heard about Season 4 in March 2024 on X, but its name remained a mystery until September 27th. The background still looks like Camp Tipiska, yet Jared, one of the creators of Disventure Camp, confirmed there would be a new location. In the last episode of Disventure Camp All-Stars, we find out from Crystal that Derek and Trevor are gonna host the new season, and there's actually a scrapped scene online in which Derek and Trevor find an abandoned carnival. This may be the Season 4 location, but we don't know for sure. This place really gives me the same vibes I get from TDA's abandoned film lot. If that's the case, this would mean a new format. This new location will most likely lead to more interesting challenges. This is a good thing considering that the challenges were one of the main problems of the previous season. Yet, on the other hand, Carnival of Chaos may lose the survival element the other seasons had. But everything gets interesting when we look at the numbers. The new season will premiere on November 20th, 2024. Disventure Camp Season 4 will be the longest season we ever got, having 26 episodes. Each episode will be released every 10 days, but we only have 18 characters. What does this mean? First, we will have a lot of reward challenges. Second, eliminated contestants will have the chance to get back into the game, like in episode Last Second Chance. Third, we may see some surprise characters, maybe characters like Ria's sister, Isha, or even Jensen. But let's take a look at the confirmed characters of the season. Number 1, Jade. She is a 29-year-old cis-American woman with a Nigerian ethnic background. She has vitiligo. For those who don't know, this is a condition in which parts of the skin lose color and turn lighter or white. Judging by one of the lines, I can assume that she faced a lot of discrimination because of her condition. In another line, she mentions loving turtles, a detail we can also notice by looking at her hoodie. Also, as an interesting fun fact, her name is a reference to a green gemstone. Number 2, Isabel. She's a 23-year-old cis-American Argentinian woman. She's a nun, which is an interesting choice for a character. The first time I saw her, I thought she might be related to the nuns from the convent in which Fiore lived between seasons 1 and 3, but they seem to have different outfits. From her lines, it looks like she is here to spread kindness and the wisdom of God. From what I saw, some people are saying that she might be the new villain. Her smile tends to give me some chills from time to time, but I don't see her as a villain. Not as the main villain at least. Number 3, Natalia. She's a 28-year-old trans woman from Puerto Rico. She really gives me Lashana vibes. Based on her lines, I'm guessing that she'll be one of the funniest characters of the season. I really like her tattoos, by the way. I see a lot of roses on her hands and a skull on her leg, which are pretty opposite symbols. From what I've read online, it seems like she's already become one of the fans' favorites. Number 4, Spencer. He's a 20-year-old cis man from the UK. Many people said that he and Diego might be the next Tom and Jake. Based on this picture, I do think they will be together in the new season, or at least have a lot of interactions. Now, Spencer's lines actually match his smart looks. One of them is a direct comparison between people and formulas. I'm guessing he will have some social problems during the season, and he also seems to be very easily frustrated, so I am very curious about his gameplay. Number 5, Diego. He's a 30-year-old cis-American man with a Moroccan ethnicity. He gives me some Wayne energy. Plus, that Indiana Jones fit makes me think that he would also be very good at challenges. This line gives us another hint about his connection with Spencer. Number 6, Tristan. Tristan is 18 years old with a Canadian nationality and a Norwegian ethnic background. But more importantly, Tristan is the first non-binary contestant. I really like the Wednesday Addams reference from one of the lines. Tristan also reminds me of Annika from the 3rd episode of Staff Stories. It seems like the creators put in a lot of work while working on Tristan's design. I've heard a lot of people rooting for Tristan to be the main protagonist of the season. Number 7, Marissa. Marissa is a 25-year-old cis-American woman with South African ethnicity. She looks as if Lashana and Axel had a kid. A deadly combination. Now, for real, she's the definition of a gym mommy. Now, look at this line. See? Most likely, someone scared her, and she was about to smash that person in the face. Judging by one of her other lines, she seems to have a sad military past, which is very hard to overcome, so this character already has my respect. Number 8, Ted. He's a 46-year-old cis-American man with his ethnic background being Scottish. Judging by his facial expression, he really seems to hate everyone around him. Sadly, based on this line, it seems like everyone he cared about walked out of his life. I'm guessing that his family must be a pretty wealthy family, considering his outfit, his golden watch, and the fact that he specifically says he plays games all day. Now, even though I really enjoy gaming myself, I know that this habit doesn't usually bring you too much money. So it's either this, or he's actually a top player who makes a ton of money. Number 9, Amelie. She's a 36-year-old cis-American woman with French ethnicity. She really reminds me of Courtney, like an older version of her, who already got the stressful yet successful lifestyle Courtney always wanted. Based on her lines, she'll be a very strong character that could transform her into a target. But looking at another one of her lines, I see that she might actually have a good side, since here she helps another contestant with her advice. Number 10, Alessio. He's a 38-year-old cis-Italian man. This one looks very similar to Alejandro, at least for me. Even their names are somehow related. Yet Alejandro has Hispanic origins, while Alessio right here has Italian origins. He also gives me some hippie vibes. By looking at his lines, we can find out that he's actually an artist. I don't want to be mean, but by looking at his facial expression, I can already assume he's kinda arrogant, and that's not how you want to be seen in a competition like this. But this trait might get overlooked in the pre-merge phase, if he turns out to be a strong team player. Number 11, Linda. She's a 51-year-old cis-American woman. I'm saying this right now. I don't think I'm gonna like her. Maybe she would actually turn out to be a nice person during the season, but at this point, it seems that she will be bitter with everyone around her. But maybe I'm just judging her for nothing. So let's look at some of her lines. Yeah, she already thinks she's better than everybody. And in the second one, she talks about controlling others like puppets. I think we just found the main villain of the season. Number 12, Hannah. She's a 19-year-old cis woman from Canada with a Filipina ethnic background. From reading her lines, I'm assuming she's a very, very positive person. I'm not saying that this is a problem, but usually these kind of people creep me out a little. She also mentions this in another one of her lines, so I'm assuming that she's either a bartender or she may actually have her own bar. Number 13, Ivy. She's a 26-year-old cis-American woman with a Hungarian ethnic background. Judging by this line, she isn't really a people person, but she might have time to work on that if the creators don't decide to make her an early boot. Number 14, Logan. He's a 20-year-old cis-Canadian man with both Irish and German ethnicity. He seems to be a very nice person to be around. Also, judging by his physical appearance, he seems to be very good at the challenges. Judging by this line, there is something in his heart that creates some tension between him and his family. I'm guessing it's the same thing that created problems between Jake and his family, which is his sexual orientation. But we'll see more when the season comes out. Number 15, Richard. With an English ethnic background, from these lines we find out that he's a basketball coach and that he has a daughter. This line looks like something we get from an audition tape, so I'm really excited to see what that's about. I really liked his original name more though. I think Bob is a more fitting name for the character. We find out from one of his lines that he's actually gay, which is an interesting thing to add to his character, considering that the older generations seem to be less open about their sexuality. Number 16, Benji. He's a 21-year-old cis man from Canada with a mixed Japanese and French ethnic background. I think he resembles Clark Kent quite a lot, but he's no Superman because by looking at his lines, I understood one thing. Bro will absolutely suck at the challenges. I mean, look at them. In all of his lines, he gives hints about not being able to do the things he has to do. Number 17, Zaid. He's a 21-year-old cis Colombian man. By looking at his design, I think he might be a salsa dancer. In one of his lines, we can see that he organized his favorite places based on a lot of criteria, so he might have a vast cultural experience from the places he has visited. Number 18, Anastasia. She's a 24-year-old cis Russian woman, and she looks like an evil Dakota. Not gonna lie, she has a very, very pretty design. Now let's take a look at one of her lines. Yeah, that's usually what you hear in a strip club. This is clearly one of the many adult jokes prepared for the new season. If you want to hear more adult jokes like that in Disventure Camp, make sure to click this video on the right. Take care and see you next time.